So Birdie's saying, what's going on?
Gate again. Did he get it in? Yes, he did. Gary Gate has done it again as he scales the net, goes flying through the air. He is becoming the Michael Jordan of lacrosse, going through the air and dunking it in from behind.
Absolutely incredible. You know, this is a guy who is inventing a shot. You're seeing history. Gary Gate is inventing a shot. He's been successful once, which makes it hard to believe that Canaris will let him do it again. He launches himself. Tremendous height on the throw. The goalie goes in there. The ball, it looked very hard to me to tell whether it was inside or out.
Like, people had no idea. Like, we're like, what the hell did he just do? And we're looking up at the scoreboard for like the video replay. We're like, what? And then he did it again. He did it twice in one game.
So this move was basically his move.
Yeah. There's a whole backstory to how that even came to be.
Okay.
All right, so that backstory. All right, so this is a cool one. It's about my coach. So we played a collapse zone defense where we didn't cover you behind. So we basically collapsed in front and gave up outside shots. And I could stop an outside shot pretty easily, so it wasn't so hard. But we didn't cover you behind the goal. And in lacrosse, it's kind of like hockey. There's space behind the goal where you can run around. We played Syracuse in the last game of the regular season in Philadelphia on Franklin Field, and we were tied going into the fourth quarter against them. We ended up losing by like 4 or 5 goals. We made a bunch of mistakes. But Syracuse that year, their average margin of victory was 10 goals a game. They blew everybody out. The Gate twins were incredible. But then they come to the last game of the season, and we take them to the wire going into the fourth quarter. So then the bus ride back from Philadelphia up to Syracuse, Gary and Coach Simmons and his brother, they were brainstorming, like, if we play this team in the playoffs, like, how are we going to score on them? Like, we can't score up top. Like, we got to figure out a way, because we might play them again. How do we outmaneuver their zone defense? So as they started brainstorming, and Gary came up with this idea. So they were actually practicing it during the pre-games. We didn't know it, but like when you watch the ESPN telecast, you hear the announcer talking about, Gary was practicing that before the game.
Birdie even with the cage on the left. Now to Gary Gate behind. Canaris stuffed it in. Tremendous goal. Gary Gate leaped over the cage and stuffed it in. And Syracuse has tied the game at 2-2 on a tremendous goal by Gary Gate. He stuffed it in from behind the cage, and we are even 2-2.
Bill, we saw this in the warm-ups. He's been working on this all week. This play was something he worked on. He was able to develop it in box. He's got the skills. He just takes off, leaps over the crease area, stuffs it home. Unbelievable, unprecedented in the field game. First time ever had been done, I guarantee you that. And watch it develop as it goes behind. Now they'll throw, so Birdie will pull the defense in and give it to Gate, who'll have a little bit of a run so he can get some elevation. He comes right over Canaris, absolutely stunned, didn't know what to do, and by the time Canaris reacted, the ball was already in the net. That's got to be one of the most dramatic goals ever in the history of this tournament.
So it came out of their experience playing us in the last game of the season. They couldn't score on our zone defense. And they're like, they don't cover us behind. Is there a way to score from behind the goal? And that's it speaks to Gary's brilliance and creativity, but also speaks to my coach's brilliance with the defense he put together. I wanted to win the national championship. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. He kept us from doing that. But like, you got to respect what the guy did.
Yeah.
Like he's the greatest player who ever played. Like, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, Gary is, and his brother Paul, I mean, they revolutionized the game. Like, you talk to lacrosse people, Gary and Paul Gate are 2 of the greatest ever. Identical twins. Like, you try and stop one, you got another one you got to stop. I mean, they were incredible. And so, what are you going to do? Fortunate to have played against them and competed with them and taken them to the wire.
Yeah, you got a great watch last night from Axia Time.
Yes,
what was
sir.
that like, just coming in and having this cool bit of swag that kind of commemorates your weekend?
It's nice. I'm never going to wear it just because I want to put it on. I wanted it all to be set up with the Heisman Trophy if I win it.
Yeah.
And even if I don't win it, I still wanted to be set up in a moment of what happened in my career, my last year of college. So
Right.
I'm thankful that they gave it to me. It's another thing to add to the pile.
Yeah, put up on the mantle with all the other
Yeah,
trophies
it
and
got
stuff.
to the mental with everything, how the jerseys and all the swag that I wear this year, everything in the background in my game room.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do. Ozell brand. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.